Hi everyone, welcome to this short video where I'm gonna briefly go over how to transfer ink from your lino block to your piece of paper. You can see here I've got a small selection of tools that can be used for this purpose, and they range from natural materials such as this bamboo baron and a simple wooden spoon to this cost effective, it doesn't cost very much, this one, it's a very simple basic plastic baron, to this one which is a bit more expensive. This is about £70–80, which is a bulb bearing baron. You can also get glass barons, and you can even spend up to hundreds of pounds on barons. This one is about £3.50, the baron one, the bamboo one. It's very good, it's very effective. I use these. My ones of choice are the bamboo, this, and also my hands, my fingers. Depends what effect I'm trying to achieve when I'm transferring my ink onto the paper. So, okay, let's put these to one side. And this is a jig I prepared earlier, and I have inked up my plate. I apologise for the traffic outside the window. There we go. So that's inked up with black ink, and here is my paper. So I go over this, how to make this jig in a separate film. All I've done is I've drawn around a piece of lino. I've put that back in exactly the same place. I also previously marked out the edges of the paper, which I'm also going to put back in exactly the same place. When I'm happy with the position, I'm just going to let the paper naturally fall onto the block. Just pop that gently with my fingers just to make sure it's here to the paper. What we don't want is the paper to move once we start transferring that ink onto there. The first tool I'm going to show you is the bamboo baron. So very cost effective, about £3.50. They don't last very long. Depends on how often you use it and how hard you press. Okay, but let's start off with this. 4 fingers just hooked into the handle, and the heel of my hand will be on the bottom of the baron there. Okay, and I'm just going to offer the baron up, and holding it steady, I'm going to rub gently. The pressure is going down through the heel of my hand, and I'm covering the entire surface. You can start to see a slight embossing of the edges of the lino coming through the paper. Okay. Yeah, that's if I take it away. Maybe you can just see an outline there of it starting to appear. This is quite thick paper. This paper is called Kent. I think it's 180 GSM. It's quite thick paper, so it can take a lot of rubbing, this one, but you can get very thin paper, especially the Japanese washi papers, which are not washi, I'm sorry, the Japanese papers, which are very thin but very tough, and they need a little bit of extra protection between the baron and the paper, but I'm not going to cover that in this video today. Okay, so that's that one. This is the ball bearing. And I'm just going to gently pop that. This one, you don't have to apply an awful lot of pressure at all. With lots and lots of points contacting the surface at any one time. And so you need less pressure with this one. And you can just let the ball bearings do their job. Okay. What I do from time to time when I'm transferring my ink is just hold it steady, lift one corner, and just check how things are going. Okay. Now, the wooden spoon is great if you want to do little areas that need a bit of attention. So I can just work in to one area that I think where the ink hasn't quite transferred as I'd like. Okay. There we go. So if I work into that, just that one corner, you can see the difference when I turn it over. Now it really does depend what effect you're looking for. Now some people like block colour. that's a lot harder to achieve. That could take quite a long time. And how you ink is very important to achieve a block colour. I don't tend to use block colours in my practice. I tend to build very thin layers of ink and use the white of the paper underneath as part of my process. Okay, so I'm going to take this off now, just so you know. This isn't going to have a block colour on it because that's not what I'm trying to achieve. Okay, so you will see white coming through the paper. Okay, I'm just going to go around the edges just to make sure the edges are nice and sharp, and we'll see what we've got. Okay, there we are. So that's the image we've achieved. I'm really happy with the nice sharp edges. You can see it's not a block colour, it's patchy. That's what I prefer in my practice. If you want a block colour, you just have to keep on working. It can take some time to get that nice block colour transfer of ink. Okay, you can see there's marks around the edges. Okay, that's where I haven't cleaned the lino up as much as I should have around the edges when I was putting the ink on. So I haven't cleaned that up enough, and it's actually transferred onto the paper. But that's okay. This is a test print, and it's all about experimentation, having a go, and learning. Okay, I hope that's been useful. Thank you very much.